Good morning, everybody. My name is Jana Adams, and I am one of the training coordinators on the California Transition Assistance Program team here at Calvet. And I want to welcome you all to the Riverside Community College District webinar that is going to be on entrepreneurship resources for veterans. We are so excited to have you share your morning with us. And our agenda is packed full with just lots of really great information and lots of resources that are available. So we're really glad that you're here. I do want to go over just a couple quick things before we get started. Let's go to the next slide here. There we go. Okay, so a few quick housekeeping things. We do encourage you to use the mute function and also to turn off your cameras while the presenters are going. That way we can help with the bandwidth to get from slide to slide and then help prevent any distractions. And if you happen to have to leave or you get kicked out for some reason, just click on that link again and we'll get you right back into the meeting. This webinar is going to be recorded today, so you will have access to all this information after the webinar is done. We'll go ahead and post it to the website, and I'm going to show you guys where we do that a little bit later. And then you guys received a few emails with the information to log on today, and they all contained a few really great links. One of them is on the Veterans Resource Book. I'm going to go over that a little bit later, and also you received a link for the local interagency network coordinator map, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. You also will be receiving an email in probably about a half an hour, and then again in about an hour, which is going to contain a link to a survey. And we ask that you guys do take the survey. This gives us really great feedback on how we can make these presentations better. We want to make sure we're getting you guys really good information. So if you could take that survey, it would be great. We'll also post the link to the survey in the chat function as well. So speaking of that, we will have a virtual panel question and answer session after the webinar is over. So we do encourage that you guys participate in the webinar. And if you guys have questions, we want to be able to answer those for you. So if you guys have questions, we ask that you add them into the chat. If you guys haven't used the chat function on Zoom before, you just hover over either the top or the bottom of your screen and you'll be able to click on the chat function. And then you can ask your questions to CalTAP questions. And all the questions that you have will either get sent to the subject matter expert that is presenting. That way they can answer them right away, or at the end when we have the question and answer session, we'll get those questions answered for you then. So we'll go ahead and get going for the day. As I said, my name is Jana. I'm one of the training coordinators on the CalTAP team, and I am so excited to be able to just give you guys some more information kind of about what CalTAP is, what our goals are, and then also give you guys some more information about what some of the benefits and resources are that Calvet offers as you live in California. So what is CalTAP? Now, the goal of CalTAP is to inform and connect veterans of all eras to their earned state and federal benefits. And we know that as time goes on, year to year, even decade to decade, your needs are going to change, and the resources that you guys are going to need to access, or the benefits you're going to need to access, those are going to change as well. So we want you to know that we're going to be here for you through all those changes, and whatever benefits you guys need and whatever questions you guys have, we're always going to be a resource here for you. The way we divulge our information is through 5 pathways. They are our core curriculum, our education, our employment, our service providers, and our entrepreneurship pathway. We're going to be talking about our entrepreneurship pathway more in depth today, but all the information can be found right on our website, and I'm going to go over that here in just a couple minutes. Like I said earlier, you guys received the PDF link to the resource book, and this resource book is like gold, you guys. If you don't have one already or have never looked at it, take a peek at it, go through it. It's got all of your benefits and all your resources listed out for you. As well as this information is in the resource book, it's also on our website, and the resource book is also on our website. So you can get the information in lots of different ways. So how do you find our website? Well, you guys can just Google Calvet. We're typically one of the first searches that does come up. So this is the screen once you get to our website. And as you can see, there is the icon with the laptop and it says CalTAP. So you can just click on the CalTAP link right there. And this is how you get to our website. I had just mentioned those 5 pathways just a couple minutes ago, and this is where you can click on them. We'll go through that in just a couple minutes, but this is where you can click on them and you can find more information. If you scroll down to our website, you see the webinars section, and right under that is going to be a list of any webinars that we have coming up in the future. So like today's webinar was listed on our website, and there's going to be a link next to it that you can click on the Eventbrite link and you can register for it. So where it's circled archives on there, once you click on that, you're going to get to this screen, and this is where all of our webinars that are recorded. This is where we house them. So you can get access to any of the webinars and then also the PDF presentations that go along with it. So just like today's webinar is being recorded, it'll be on our website here in maybe the next 48 to 72 hours or so. Okay, so how can you use CalTAP online? Well, you can just click on one of the pathways. We're going to go ahead and click on the core curriculum pathway. And this is what you're going to see. You're going to see lots of modules of information, and you can click on whichever information that you're looking for. We're going to click on module number 5, California benefits. And this is how the modules are going to be formatted. This is the view that you're going to see. So this is the information regarding the different eligibility plans that you may qualify for the college tuition fee waiver for veteran dependents. And we'll go over a little bit more of that a little bit later. And you guys probably already know a lot of that information already as well. Okay, so what are my California benefits? Well, one of our most wonderful benefits is our regional outreach. This is located on page 13 of our resource book, but this talks about our local interagency network coordinators. And you guys received a map of this as one of the links in the email that we sent you to sign on to this webinar today. And it shows the contact information for our links, and it gives a map of how the regions are all spread out in California. And we actually have one of our links here today. Her name is Merlene, and she's going to talk next about what she does on a daily basis and what benefits that she can offer you guys and help you out with. Okay, so the college tuition fee waiver. I'm sure a lot of you know a lot of this information already, but the college tuition fee waiver for veteran dependents is going to waive all fees and tuition at any state-funded school. So this is going to include your California community colleges, your CSUs, and your UCs, all the way from your general education up through your doctorate. This is definitely going to save a lot of money per year. So if you need any more information on this or where to find any details on this, please contact us, or you can look on our website or in the resource book. Now, there are programs that the DMV offers that veterans can utilize. You're able to get the word veteran displayed right on your driver's license or your California ID. And this is really great because then you don't have to carry your 214 around with you. That typically has your social security number on there, and you wouldn't want to have that in your pocket or your wallet or your purse or anything like that. So also, this is really great when you are out and about, and if you are asking if a place that you're going to offers a veteran discount, and they say, oh, can you prove that you're a veteran? You can just show them your license, your California ID. It's able to be printed right on there. We also have a program that allows any California motorist to get an honoring veterans license plate put on their car. And all the information for the different insignias and the different costs associated with that are either on our website or they're in the resource book. And then there's also a motor vehicle registration fee waiver that you may be eligible for as well. And again, all the information is in the resource book or online. Okay, there are benefits if you enjoy outdoor activities. Disabled veterans may be eligible to receive a fishing and hunting license at a reduced annual fee. And depending on your disability rating, you may be eligible for a state parks pass without any fees at all, which is a really great resource. So all eligibility requirements for that are located in the Veterans Resource Book, or you can find them online, or you can always give us a call as well. So CalVet offers a few beneficial tax programs. The first benefit is going to provide a property tax exemption for the home of a disabled veteran or an unmarried spouse of a deceased disabled veteran. There's also a business license, tax, and fee exemption for honorably discharged veterans. And there's a disabled veteran business enterprise program, or the DVBE, which you guys are going to hear an awful lot about today, which is really great. This is going to be if you want to sell goods to the state of California. So we're going to be talking a lot more about this a little bit later today, but if you guys want any more details on anything, it's either in the resource book or it's online, or you can always just give us a call as well. Okay, so we have a home loans program that is absolutely fantastic. It is different than the VA home loan program, and you can actually combine the two together. If you are at all thinking about either buying a home in the future, or maybe you've already started that process, I fully suggest that you at least go on our website and you research some information on what the CalVet home loan program is. If you have further questions on it, we can give you the contact number of the gentleman. His name is Brad, and he is always taking phone calls and always answering questions on how he can help you guys and get you guys going. So any information, like I said, is there online in the resource book, or you can call us and we can get you guys connected with the home loans division. So the CalVet Women Veterans Program is going to provide information, advocacy, outreach, and support to California's women veterans and their families. This program also partners with the California Women Veterans Leadership Council. And this is a council of ladies that is spread out all over California. And they're able to, talk about issues and get information out about different events that are going on, or any issues happening in the local areas. There's actually a roster that you guys can sign up for online if you are interested in that. What you do when you go to our website, at the top of our website here at the CalVet Programs tab, you can click on that, and there will be the Women's Veteran Program that you can click on. This is the screen that pops up. This is their email address. If you have any questions for them, their phone number, and then here's that roster that you can sign up for. You just use your email address, you can sign up, and then you can get information sent to you directly. Okay, we also have a minority veterans program as well, and they're going to provide information, advocacy, outreach, and support to California's minority veterans and their family members. This program also provides help to unnaturalized veterans in California with citizenship and naturalization services as well. Just like the women's division, there is also a roster that you can sign up for. So again, you just click on the CalTAP programs at the top. You can click on the minority division, and then you can sign up for that roster. That one is actually right here. And then again, their email address and phone number are listed right there as well. Okay, moving on. This is probably something you guys aren't actually thinking about right now, but it's really great to have this in the back of your mind and know that this information is located on our website or in the resource book. But in California, there are 8 veterans homes scattered all over the place. You can see all the different cities that they're listed in right there. There's 6 different levels of care at each facility, ranging anywhere from independent living, memory care, assisted living, and skilled nursing care. All the different requirements and information like wait lists, things like that, costs associated with it, it's all on our website, or you can call us, or there is information in the resource book as well. Something else you're probably not thinking about right at the moment, but beyond the 9 national cemeteries that are in California, there are also 3 state cemeteries. There is one located on the coast in Seaside. There is one located up north in Redding, and there is one located in Yountville. All the information can be found either in our resource book or right online. Okay, so I know that was a lot of information all at once, but I do want to leave you guys with just a couple veteran websites. I'm sure you guys actually already go to these websites, but if for some reason you haven't taken a peek at them, make sure you head on over. The first one I want to tell you guys about is va.gov. I'm sure you guys have all gone in here, but as you can see, there's lots of things that you can click on. It's going to let you access and manage your VA benefits and your health care. Okay, the next one I want to tell you guys about is ebenefits.va.gov. Again, I'm sure you already go here, but as you can see, you can click on lots of stuff. You're able to manage all aspects of your healthcare here as well. You can also check on things like prescription refills. There's letters, VA appointments. Okay, let's see. And the last one is My Health eVet. Again, this is going to let you manage your healthcare as well. So if you haven't gone to these websites, make sure that you're checking them out. And again, I know this was a lot of information at once, but here's all my contact information. A lot of all the resources and benefits can be found either in the resource book or right online. Also, you can get information by following us on social media. You can click on the QR code down there with your camera, and you can like us on Facebook if you are on social media. And just to let you know, all of our contact information, after each presenter, you'll see it on a slide. And then towards the end of the webinar, on the question and answer slide, all of our contact information will be there for you as well again. So you'll have access to that. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to our link, or our local interagency network coordinator. Her name is Merlene, and she is going to let you know what she does on a day-to-day basis. So whenever you're ready, Merlene.
Thanks, Jenna. So as Jenna said, I am the local interagency network coordinator. My region encompasses San Bernardino, Riverside, and Yamamoto counties. Next slide. So I want to take a look and see what that looks like. Here on the map, you can see that there are 8 different regions. I'm the big red area through here. And all of the links are very, very good at networking and creating a huge network that we can service our veterans. We speak with nonprofits, we speak with federal VA, we speak with the county VA, we speak with other members of the state VA. And every single area is unique and has different needs. What we have here in the Inland Empire is unique, and it would be different than what they would need in LA County. LA County is huge for business entrepreneurship. The Inland Empire is rapidly expanding and becoming one of the industrial hubs, especially Moreno Valley, for example. There is a lot of expansion there. But every single link in each area has a huge network they could reach out to and assist you in those possible ways. And every single link has an extensive background that is unique, and they're very good and they care about what happens to the veterans. Next slide. I like to say ours isn't just a job. We like to help because most of us have connections to the military lifestyle in one way or another. I myself am an Air Force brat. I grew up in the military, moving, packing, married into the military for a limited time. But as a link, I continue to reach out to service members, to the veterans and their families, make referrals to my network, and assist with local emergencies. Say there was a fire or something. You would find a link at one of the emergency shelters at the local assistance centers. We also provide leadership and advocacy to the local communities. And what that means is you'll find us at most of the community meetings where the directors will speak to us directly and find out what the veterans' needs are in our communities, and then work to establish shortcuts for the veterans so that they aren't experiencing so much static. Next slide. So some of our contacts are obviously the state. So we do have some contacts at EDD and the American Job Centers, throughout the County Veteran Service offices and at CalVet ourselves, as well as in the healthcare centers and the vet centers. Next slide. So this is my contact information. You can reach out directly to me and utilize some of the contacts that I have if you have any further questions about what we do in our area.
Great, thanks so much, Marlene. That was a lot of really great information. Next up, we have Danielle. She's one of the training coordinators here on the CalTAP team, and she is going to talk to you guys all about veterans and entrepreneurship. So whenever you're ready, Danielle.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. We are going to go ahead, like Jana said, and get started on talking about so just some information that's on our entrepreneurship pathway, basically. So we're going to be talking about that and where you guys can go ahead and get access to all of those resources. So let's get started. So why do we have an entrepreneurship pathway? Well, one of the main reasons for that is there are quite a bit of veterans living here in California. Let me go back to that slide. And they're generating quite a lot of revenue and income for the state and for themselves. And so being that there are a lot of veterans living here in the state, CalVet really wants to support and make sure everyone is really successful in that, especially our veterans. So there's lots of different industries that veterans tend to be in. You'll see those listed there. Again, that's just for your information. But again, it's something that obviously with your interest and everyone that's on, it's something you're really interested in, and CalVet and the state really wants to support you in that endeavor. So on the next slide, we're going to talk about how do I start my business. Now, I'm not going to go over each and every one of these 5 steps because it's a lot of information and everyone's situation is going to be unique and different about how you begin to make these decisions. But this is just a very general and basic, how do I start my business checklist. Really what I want to go over here with you guys today is how exactly you're going to get the support and assistance that you need in order to be successful in carrying out all of these steps and making sure your business gets from the ground up. So with that, let's go into talking about our California small business resources. So to start, we're going to go with the Secretary of State's office. On this website, you are able to get a more detailed checklist. So for those of you who are very detail oriented and like to see things broken down in multiple small steps, this is where you would go to get that access to that resource. So thanks, Jana. So you would have that website. They would again be there to support you on getting access to your business, I'll go back, Jana, there you go. They maintain your records and they provide a lot of general information to the public related to business. So this is the Secretary of State's office. The website there is down on the link. And for those of you who are wondering about getting access to this PDF, we will, like Jana said, it will be on our website. But again, we strongly encourage you guys to go ahead and go to that entrepreneurship pathway where these links to these websites will already be up in there for you. The next resource is the GoBiz, the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, GoBiz for short. And so this is going to be your single point of contact for economic development. They're going to be there to assist you with site selection. I'm getting you some really great permit selection and permit assistance, to make sure that you're getting access to all of the permits and making sure that you have the right and correct permits, and some other additional small business assistance that's going to, again, be there to help you through maintaining that and getting through all those steps that we mentioned on that first page. The next resource we like to talk about is the California Business Portal. Now, this is caveated as basically a one-stop business resource, but what you can go on here for is you can find some information on getting some grants, some financial incentives, things of that nature are really all going to be on here. So that's why they call it that one-stop, because anything that you're looking for to gain support for your business is going to be on this portal. You're going to be able to get access to all of that here. So speaking of incentives, this is where one of the links is going to send you to is the California Business Incentives Gateway. So on this website, you can find what grants and loans and tax incentives that you could apply for that would work for your business. So one that I like to mention is, especially being in our state, which we're trying to be a little bit green, and so one of the tax incentives that they have on this website that I saw a few weeks ago was getting a electric vehicle for your business. So they have a tax incentive that if you are going to be using or purchasing an electric vehicle to use for your business, there's a tax incentive for that. So it's going to help you offset the cost of having this vehicle for your business. So little things like that. There are incentives on training your staff, anything that you need. You're probably going to be able to find it on this website. It might take a little bit of digging to see what you're interested in, but you are going to be able to find this information here on this website. So let's talk about some federal resources. The main one is the Small Business Administration, and we do have someone here who's going to speak to you more about exactly what they do, but this this is the big one. These are the people you really do want to be working with, in addition with, some of the local state resources. But these are the people you're going to be going to. So they work with colleges and private businesses to provide counseling and training and assistance, but really they're your go-to on getting your business developed. Every agency is going to be following the standards that are set by the Small Business Administration in terms of what qualifies as a small business. So it's definitely a website that you really want to be familiar with and getting lots of help and assistance through. In addition to that, we have some veteran-specific business outreach centers. There's only 2 in California. They're located in Sacramento and Carlsbad. But again, some veteran-specific access for you guys to go ahead and get help in getting that assistance with getting your business from the ground up. So again, because there's only those 2 small locations for the veteran-specific business outreach centers, the SBA does also partner with SCORE, and they kind of fill in those gaps in between those 2 sites and locations. So they have multiple locations and offices throughout California that you can go to get very similar assistance and support that you would get from SBA in getting that mentor and getting those resources in managing your business. So some non-government based resources that we like to mention, again, it's going to depend on what area you are in. Also, some of these ones may charge, like a small fee in order to join, but we think it's worth mentioning that, again, it's not always just the state or the federal side that's looking out there to support you guys. There are some veteran-specific non-government based resources out there. So again, if you would like to get help and support from your fellow teammates, this is where you could go to get that done. So you would go to U.S. Veterans Business Alliance, the Elite SDVOB network. That one's located in San Diego, but it's a great resource for you to be able to get some additional support. So I want to talk to you guys about state and federal certification. And one of the reasons we talk about this is because it is another way for you guys to get great access and support, and another way to get your business out there and to be able to compete competitively. So I like to mention this and bring this up because a lot of people will assume, okay, well, state agencies and federal agencies, there are these big governments, they probably don't need any of my goods and services. But I would challenge you to kind of think outside the box. As Jana mentioned in our overview this morning, that Calvet itself has 8 long-term homes. We also have cemeteries, and those require a lot of different care that is outside a standard, office building. It's not just pens and papers. Calvet operates a fleet of vehicles, so they need contracts in order to have those vehicles maintained. The long-term homes will have contracts with barbers and things of that nature, to take care of the vets who are in those locations. So think outside the box when you're talking about doing business with the state or with the federal side. They may actually need to purchase your goods and services. They might, you likely have something that they're going to be looking for. So don't discount or disqualify yourself when you're considering doing business with the state on the federal side. So the state level, you have the Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise. That's one certification. And then you also have this small business certification. So these are 2 different kinds. You can be certified as both, and most state agencies will encourage you to get certified as both because that allows you to compete on both sides. And then also on the federal side, you have the Service Disabled Veteran-owned business, So we will go and talk about what those benefits are. On the state side, they have a 3% contract solicitation goal. There are about 10 state agencies that have an SB/DVBE first policy. So what that means is when they're looking for access to give someone a contract, they're going to start first by looking at small businesses or DVBEs. They want to give that contract to those businesses first. The company is advertised for free in Cal eProcure. And then the reciprocity programs allows you to take this same certification and use it at different agencies in order to have that same kind of benefits and support. So, excuse me, sorry, let's go back to the federal side. There you go. So on the federal side, you have that same 3% solicitation goal. They also set aside contracts, but it's for the competitive or sole source type business, and then your business will be registered in the system of award management. So eligibility requirements, they're a little tiny bit different. On the state side, you have to have a 10% disability rating or more. On the federal side, it's 0 to 100%. They also are targeting limited liability companies on the state side, and the veteran must reside in California in order to get that eligibility for this requirement. And then on the federal side, I was mentioning earlier, the business must also qualify under the Small Business Administration standard. So again, it's very important that you're very familiar with that website. So how to get certified. Again, not going to go over these steps bit by bit because it is a lot and we need a whole another hour for that. But just know that there are resources that are going to help you get certified. A lot of those resources that I mentioned earlier today. Each state agency also has a DVBE advocate. So what that means basically is it's someone who's working at the state agency who is there to make sure that you are successful in getting your contracts chosen. So you can go to them and ask them questions and getting them lots of those, get on those ins and outs of how to be successful. But basically with this checklist, just like with the first one, there's resources support out there who's going to give you help. So here's what that Cal eProcure website looks like. And again, to emphasize how important it is for the state to do business with small businesses or DVBEs, it is on that main page. It's in that main center of it. So again, they're really focused on making sure that you guys are able to compete and get contracts with state agencies. So here's another great resource. This one is specific to CalVet, but for businesses who are looking for support and access, you can go ahead and use this survey link. We'll get this sent out in the chat as well. If you want to get any sort of assistance in finding state contracts, they're there to help you. So again, just emphasize that. So on the federal side, again, another long list of information that you'll need to gather and get ready. Look for that support either at school or at SBA, your small business advocate, to get this assistance and get this help. So here is their website, the Federal System of Awards Management, and you would go there to register your business. And this is my information. If you guys have any more questions, we'll get to them in the chat. I did see that I received a few, so I'll make sure we'll get those addressed either in the chat directly or we'll hold them for our virtual Q&A panel. But I really want to make sure you guys hear from SBA before we start addressing questions, because some of them you might be getting answered from our expert there. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lisana, who's going to be doing our presentation from Small Business Administration. So you should be able to unmute and get started. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate having you guys here.
Well, thank you for having me. My name is Luisa. I'm with the Fresno District Office. We currently service 15 different counties here in Central California, but I will share the district office that is closest to the Riverside area, but it is an honor to always be here and help present some of this important information. So let's go ahead and go on to the next slide so I can get started. So I do want to mention that the SBA, especially our district office, we focus on, helping businesses start, grow, expand, or recover. But I mean, recover, we have a pandemic right now, so we're helping a lot of small businesses recover with the disaster, but what's your why? So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. And as I mentioned, we focus on the start, grow, expand, recover, and I'm going to cover that in these exact categories. So first, let's go ahead to the start category. So how do we help businesses start? So we want to help you. Oh, did we skip some slides? Oh, no, we didn't. I'm sorry. Go back. You're fine. So build capacity as your business develops. So we're going to not only help you start, but we're also going to help you grow and expand, right? So, and a lot of that is connecting you through these resource partners so that they can help you with the process. And we'll talk more about that, but let's go ahead and go to the next slide. And with all of these, starting, growing, and expanding, what are you going to need? You're going to need money, right? You're going to need access to capital. So how can the SBA help with that? Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. So when small businesses need to start or grow, the SBA does work with approved lenders so that we can offer what are called micro loans and SBA-backed loans. And so what these do, they can help you with competitive terms. They can lower down payments and provide you with flexible overhead requirements, and counseling and education. I do want to mention that 2 of the types of loans that the government does, that the SBA does have, are called the 7A, which are these are commercial loans. The 7A is usually used for equipment, product, and anything to start your business. And then we also have the 504 loan, which can help you purchase property or building or real estate. So those are 2 of the loans. And of course, now, we have what is new, which is the PPP, and I'll talk about that during the recovery process. But let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. So how can the SBA back loan help you? Well, as I mentioned, they can help you with launch, grow, repair, and startup. So that's 7A loan. It can help you start or purchase a small business. So if you're wanting to purchase an already existing business, we can assist you with capital with that, and also utilizing our resource partners to help with counseling, because purchasing a small business that already exists is a tricky business. So we want to make sure that you have the correct tools and correct information to be able to do so. So accessing revolving credit or working capital for day-to-day expenses, again, your 7A loan, and purchasing, renovating, expanding facilities, purchase inventory, equipment or machinery, purchase land or real estate, and export a product or service. So those are just some of the things that the SBA back loan can help with. If we can go to the next slide. So let's reimagine your potential as you branch out. So how are some of the ways that you can branch out? Well, let's go ahead and go. There you go. Thank you. Are you ready to consider federal contracting? And I know that they briefly covered federal contracting. And, we also like to remind folks that there's not only federal contracting, but as was mentioned earlier, there's your state and local governments also have contracting. And I know she mentioned that 3% goes to veterans, but in the federal side, 23% of federal contracts are set aside for small businesses. And she talked about some of those certificates, like this service disabled veteran-owned small business. There's also the veteran-owned small business, women owned small business. So those are all different certificates, and even socially disadvantaged small businesses. So if you are economically disadvantaged, you can get different types of certificates that will help you stand out for these federal contracts. So the federal government is the world's largest customer. So we're buying all kinds of products and services. So not only the state, but they were talking about the Calvet home, but I mean, we have all the military bases, we have all these federal agency buildings. I mean, here in Fresno, we have a large IRS headquarters where we have a lot of IRS employees. And so, you need contracts for janitorial services, the VA hospital here in Central California. So there's a lot of contracts out there for any type of small business. Even recreational. I mean, the military bases have the MWR, which are in charge of recreational activities on base. And so, there's different things that you can look into. So don't think, oh, it's the government. They're not going to require my services. You just never know. And they are required by law to provide contracts, again, to and opportunities to smaller businesses, which is why we have those set asides. And then we also evaluate your readiness and learn more, and you can learn more about visiting sba.gov/contracting. And I'm also going to provide a resource partner towards the end of this presentation that can also help with contracting. But if we can go to the next slide. Now, if you're interested, and this is part of the grow process, right? If you want to grow your business, if you're interested in international trade or exporting, we have nearly 96% of consumers live outside of the US. And 2/3 of the world's purchasing power is in foreign countries. So just some statistics here for you to share. And you can also evaluate your readiness. And if you want to learn more about trade and exporting, you can visit sba.gov/exporting. Next slide, please. And part of that, visiting the website or even contacting our office or your local SBA district office, is that we can provide you with direct contacts. You know, we can connect, help you connect, and because we do have contacts overseas. So it's really important to connect with your local district office with the SBA so that they can help connect you. And even your local resource partners. But let's go ahead. Oh, you're already there. So you can get, we can help you globally, again, as I mentioned, with contacts, but we can help you with counseling and training. So we have the U.S. Export Assistance Centers. We have our Small Business Development Centers. And if you want to find buyers internationally, we have the State Trade Expansion Program, also known as STEP. And then if you want to go into exporting, we can help you get export express loans and export working capital loans, and also international trade loans. So there's so much help out there, not only with getting access to capital, but funding programs that can help you with this process. Next slide, please. So triumph over adversity. So recover. And right now that's a big topic, right? Because the pandemic, who would have known that a year later we would be in this situation still? So, luckily here in the state of California, from what the governor has said, we are moving in a very positive direction. And we're hoping to be, in a place where we can safely open and fully operational across the state. So again, pre-COVID, next slide, please. Pre-COVID, we've always had what is called the economic injury disaster loan, which I will cover here shortly. But when disaster happens, we want you to prepare your business, right? So here's a very daunting statistic: an estimated 25% of businesses don't reopen after a major disaster, and that's quite large, right? 25% is a large chunk of our small businesses. To have them not be able to recover from a major disaster is catastrophic for their local area. Businesses can protect themselves with an up-to-date plan of action. So again, reach out to your resource partners to help you with this if you want to be prepared. And then you can prepare your business and learn more by visiting sba.gov/prepare. But let's talk more about how we can help you recover. So next slide, please. So as I was mentioning, so SBA disaster assistance loans, which is called the economic injury disaster loan. So each year the SBA provides billions of dollars in low interest long-term disaster loans to help small businesses, homeowners, and renters recover from declared disasters. Again, keyword here is declared disasters. So you have a tornado or severe flooding in a region, or hurricanes, severe winter storms that severely damage your business, and if wildfires here in California. So if there's been a disaster declared, usually you are eligible to apply. If it's in your area and in the disaster declared area, you can apply for disaster assistance loans. Now, for the first time ever, we had a national disaster, which was the COVID pandemic. And so now we have the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, is something that the SBA was, we were impacted heavily because we had these requests coming nationwide, and so the agency didn't grow. It's just the need for our help grew significantly over the past year. So just as an FYI, the economic injury disaster loans have been extended for COVID to the end of this year. So the previous deadline was December 31st of last year, which has now been extended to the end of this year. But again, they're low interest rate long-term loans. The EIDL is 30 years, 3.75 interest rate for small businesses and 2.75 for nonprofits. Now, those payments are deferred for this particular disaster loan for COVID. but they do accrued interest. So we do always recommend that if you can start making payments, to start making those payments. But this is a very good program to help businesses recover from any declared disaster. And again, these are some of the things that the money can be used for: real estate, personal property, economic injury, machinery, equipment, inventory, and active duty military. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Oh, and then I did want to mention that we also have the PPP loan, and that's post-COVID. So before COVID, we didn't have the payment protection program loan. It was something that did not exist. It is completely new, and we don't know if this program will ever be used again. They are currently on the second round of PPP loans, which the deadline for those were extended to May 31st. And that is a forgivable loan. If used correctly, it can be 100% forgiven. And just to kind of get you an idea, 99% of those that have applied for forgiveness have gotten their loans forgiven. But now let's go ahead and move on to increasing your confidence and business smarts. So there are SBA resource partners, and who's right for you. So next slide, please. So approved and funded by the SBA. So some of these resource partners that I'm about to share with you, they are approved and funded by the SBA. So they get grants to by the SBA to help our small businesses. So we have over 1,400 our partner offices nationwide. And then to find a local resource partner near you, this is a very cool tool we have. If you just visit our RCCD.gov homepage, at the very top, there's going to be a tab called Local Assistance. You click on that, you'll put in your zip code, and you can put in, you can choose SBA District Office, you can choose SCORE, you can choose Women Business Center, Veteran Business Outreach Center, and the Small Business Development Center. And there's a number of other locations that you can look that are closest to you. So some of the resource partners that I have on here on this slide are for the Fresno district area, but do know that you can find your local resource partner under this SBA.gov local assistance tab by just putting your zip code. Go ahead and go to the next slide, please. So a little bit about SCORE. I do want to share that. So SCORE was mentioned earlier, and I do want to share that. So SCORE, they provide counselors, and they have extensive knowledge. They're usually retired CEOs and former business owners with an abundance of experience, and they provide mentorship and advice, and free online workshops and webinars. Again, this is the local SCORE business mentors here in Fresno. But if you visit that SBA local assistance tab, put in your zip code, select SCORE, and it will take you to the your local SCORE office, and you can sign up for their services by emailing them or contacting your local office. But again, this is a free service, and I really recommend that you guys utilize them. But let's go ahead and go to the next slide. So our small business development centers, again, this is the closest SBDC to our Fresno district office. You can find your local SBDC by visiting that local assistance tab on our SBA webpage. But they provide free business consulting, and they help you get started or grow. And they also help with the recovery process. So they can help you with business plan development, manufacturing assistance, financial packaging and lending assistance, exporting and importing support, disaster recovery, procurement and contracting aid, and market research assistance. Market research is especially important when you're wanting to get started. Low-cost training, also in crucial topics. So not all other services are completely free. They may charge a very low-cost training for specific crucial topics. But let's go ahead and go to our next slide. Our Women Business Center, again, this is the local business center. with our district office, there's going to be a local women business center in your area, and you can find that by utilizing that local assistance tab. But so they are here to assist women in starting and growing a small business. With the Women Business Center, seek to level the playing field for women entrepreneurs who face unique obstacles in the business world. Let's see, especially for women who are economically and socially disadvantaged. So really utilize the Women Business Center. They can help you with, if you want to receive your Women Business Certificate. Again, these certificates are very important, and you can have all of them. You don't have to just get one, as mentioned earlier. So they can help with training, counseling, access to capital. They provide webinars, organizational development tools, fundraising assistance, and best practices in program delivery. So let's go ahead and go to our next slide. I think the next is the Veteran Business Outreach Center. So as mentioned, there are 2 in the state of California. The closest one to your southern region will be the one in Carlsbad. And you can find that again by visiting our local assistance tab, because the contact here is for our Central and Northern California region. But they are here to assist veterans of the U.S. military or military spouses, and they can help you with counseling or transition assistance. So for those that are coming out of the military, they can help you with the Boots to Business training. And if you're someone that's been out of the military for a little while, they can help you with the reboot, Boots to Business. They can help you with training and advice, and they can help you how to start and grow and purchase a new business, resource referrals. After you're done with some of their training, they can even help connect you with a counselor that you can work with one-on-one. So the very, very important tool. They can also help with those certificates that we talked about for the service disabled veteran-owned small business and the veteran-owned small business certificates. Next slide, please. So the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, that's also known as PTAC, they can help you with government contracts. So they can help determine if your business is ready for federal contracting, and they can help you register to the proper places and get involved in the government marketplace. So to see if you're eligible, and they can also help you see if you're eligible for certifications. Again, these certifications are super helpful with government contracting. So the PTAC is another important resource. Next slide, please. The Export Assistance Centers, again, if you are looking to grow and begin and want to start doing some exporting of your goods and services, contact the U.S. Export Assistance Centers. Again, this is one that's closest to us. If you do not find one on the SBA webpage under the local assistance tab, feel free to contact our office, and I will provide, or contact me, and I can try to provide you with the local with the closest office to you that can assist you with this if you are ready to begin exporting. So next slide, please. So again, we are the Fresno district office. These are some of the contacts within our office. Our main phone number is the 487-5791. Below is our link to our district office homepage. But if I think we go to the next slide, this is the closest district office to you. So these are the contacts that you want to contact in your area. And this is the SBA district office that will be able to assist you with resources near you, especially from your resource partners. They may have specific contacts that they can connect you with. So I would really recommend that you contact your local district office if you are in the southern region. Next slide, please. Next slide. And I don't think I have these slides, but let's go ahead and go to the next slide. This is my direct email. So if you do have any questions and want to contact me, I do teach part of the Boots to Business with our local VBOC. And I really recommend that course. So again, if you've been out for a while, the reboot would be the class for you, but you could do the Boots to Business also. It's a really, really awesome class. It's a one-day class. It usually takes all day. It's online. Right now, everything's very flexible with everything going virtual. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me. Again, thank you for having me, and I'll stick around for the Q&A if there's any questions at the end. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Susana. That was amazing information. And you guys, she's a really great resource with the SBA, and there's contacts all over California. So if you have any further questions, make sure to reach out to her, or you can also reach out to us and we can get you that contact information as well. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and go on to our question and answer section. Danielle, did we have any questions in the chat?
We had a few, and I did address most of them. Some of them were about the PowerPoint presentation. I did send the link in the chat again. It's where you can review previously recorded webinars. This one should be up within the next 48 to 72 hours, however long it takes them to get up on the website. But there is an entrepreneurship webinar from January 14th that's currently up. So if you're just itching to get a copy of this presentation and also to view the webinar itself, you can view the one from January, which is going to have similar information. So that is an option. And that was pretty much it, what we got so far.
Okay. Well, here's all the contact information of all of our speakers today. If you guys want to take note of that. While we wait just a couple more minutes to see if any questions come in, we do want to let you guys know we have a lot of upcoming webinars happening this month. Here's just a snapshot of with the titles and the dates. You guys can go right on our website, as I mentioned earlier. When you go to the CalTAP tab, you just scroll all the way down, you'll see these upcoming webinars, and there's also going to be a link to the Eventbrite website where you signed up for this one, and you'll be able to sign up for any of these if you'd like. And then once again, here is our contact information. Also, you guys are going to be getting an email with a survey about today's webinar, and also the survey link should be going into the chat if it has not already. But we do ask that you take the survey. We really appreciate your feedback. We want to make these webinars as useful as possible for you. And we also want to know what kind of webinars and what information you guys want to hear as well. So if you fill that out, that would be great. This is our contact information for our department, along with our website and our email address. And another really great way to get information on what's going on is through social media. We have a Facebook account, so you guys can open up your cameras and copy that QR code and be able to follow us right on Facebook if you have social media. So Danielle, do we have any questions that came up?
No more questions. Yeah, no more questions came in, but I did just resend a copy of the Veterans Resource Book, a copy of the link map, and the survey link in the chat, as well as our Facebook link. So those are something, if you guys would like to take a moment to download those again, if you haven't had a chance already. But we haven't had any more questions come in.
All right, well then we're going to go ahead and end the webinar. Thank you so much for your time and spending your morning with us. And again, if you guys have any questions or need anything, either reach out to us by email or call us or check out our website. Have a great day.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.